My name's Jordan Kevan. Way to describe my job is I watch a hell of a lot of football. So watching our upcoming opponents and trying to, sort of, this is how they will play. This is how they'll try and hurt us. This is how we can counteract that. Trying to work out their strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, I spend a lot of time watching football. Been here actually 3 years, pretty much to the day. Actually, things like I don't really remember not having a stammer. I just sort of I remember I just sort of I remember going to speech therapy lessons, and that was like it. Do you know what I mean? That was like the start of me having a stammer. Yes, that was like, I'm 29 now, so that was like as long as I can remember. Yeah, it was just I have a stammer, and that's like, it's always just how it's like felt. I don't sort of I recall sort of just feeling stuck. Sort of like when, which I think is probably quite common. Like I just sort of felt like I couldn't get my words out, but I just felt stuck. But yeah, I think at the time it also felt, or like when I was younger, definitely it felt a lot more. It felt a lot more like it felt a lot stranger than it does now. I sort of I almost fell into it really. I went to university wanting to be a PE teacher, and one of the modules that we did at university was analysis, and I just I loved it. Like I fell in love with it. I went and did a placement working with a rugby league team, which off the back of the placements, I got another short-term job with them. That was working with the Welsh rugby league team. Then when I was doing my masters, I was doing an internship with Stoke City for the length of the seasons. That was 2014, 15. And then when I finished my placements, Stoke offered me a full-time job working with their academy. So that was the under-16s to start with, and then I did a year with the under-16s, then a year with the under-18s, and then 2 working with the under-23s and the first team. And I was head of academy analysis. And then I left there in February 2019, just because obviously I was in Liverpool, but I was traveling to Stoke every day, and it was just taking its toll a little bit. So just wanted to get closer to home. But yeah, I've been at Liverpool for 3 years now, and I love it. There's definitely been a couple for sure. I mean, the 2019-20 season, our pre-season, we went out to America with the first team. So that was we went out to America with the men. So that was obviously pretty cool. So it's being everywhere that they were at the same time, and being able to have a little look behind the curtain almost, and see what it's actually like when you're on that side of things. So that was pretty cool. We played Everton that season at Anfield, and there was 23,500 people there. So which is obviously for us that was massive. Do you know what I mean? It was incredible to sort of be there and working in front of that many people. But I've been so either one of those two have been pretty amazing experiences. We're doing okay this season. So this season as a whole has been pretty good as well. But just I've been able to like meet some really like interesting people and like be able to like work like abroad. Obviously, working in America, I also do a little bit of work. I do a little bit of work with the Wales under 17, so like the youth teams, the girls. So I was lucky enough to I was lucky enough to go to Sweden with them in October, which was another like amazing experience. So I've been pretty lucky in that I can go and see and do some pretty amazing. Like it's like I'd probably give them two bits of advice, but probably that nobody cares about your stammer as much as you think they do. And like I think that's something that's sort of like in the past sort of like I can't really put my finger on a time when, but I sort of like when I look back, I'm like now looking back, I'm like, why was I ever so like worried about having conversations with people because I have a stammer? Like it's like people, especially as you get older and they get older, people don't care, and like people like are more interested in people are far more interested in what you've got to say than how you say it or how long it takes you like to say it. So it's yeah, it gets easier to like to handle and to deal with, but definitely the main piece of advice would just be that no one cares as much as you think they do. Until I sort of like I got like a little bit older, I'd never met anyone else who had a stammer, so you do sort of feel like, why am I the only one? Do you know what I mean? When you like, the more you speak to people, the more like it doesn't hold people back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. People genuinely aren't interested, but they're not affected. They're not worried.